What's up, y'all? I'm Quincy. We are on day 21 of the 30-day redesign challenge. If you don't know just yet, I was laid off from my company called Wall Street Journal back in November. Haven't been able to find work ever since, and put in hundreds, if not thousands, of applications and received nothing. So I decided to do something different. I'm a principal designer, design manager, design director. So I decided to do something different and challenge myself. So 30 days, I am redesigning someone's social media cards, marketing collateral, website, anything I could find of the company, report covers, anything I could find of the company, and I'm going to redesign it. But the caveat is it's a company who's rejected my application. So it's going to be funny. You're going to see a lot of good design, a lot of bad design. I'm going to talk through a lot of things, but we're going to get after it. Today we are redesigning social cards from Smartsheet. Smartsheet has designed my application, sent me an email. That's okay. All good. Fuel for the fire, man. So we're going to redesign some of their social cards, and let's get after it. All right, here we go. All right, so we are on Smartsheet's website. Well, not their main website. So work management that adapts to your needs. Smartsheet. Pretty intuitive interface. I mean, I'm talking about the dashboard, essentially. I like it. You know, really cool animation going on. Well, it's a video, but it's animation going on in the video. And they seem to be a really awesome work management SaaS type of company, which is amazing. You know, just spreadsheets and a lot of data, a lot of analytical things going on. But their website, it's pretty awesome. You know, I love the dark blue to purple, you know, gradient going. That's their color palette, essentially. And, you know, I think the homepage could use some work. You know, there's a lot going on, and I'm not too sure where to look and, you know, what to really gauge on, essentially. But we're not going to attack that today. What we're going to attack is their social cards. So scrolling on I'm on their X feed, and I like this social card community champions. Whoever created this, you are genius. I like it. I love how the ones you're not highlighting are just phased into the background, really with a duotone. But the people you are highlighting is full color. That's pretty awesome. Great. And I hope you were going for that, but great technique. So, but scrolling down, I came to these social cards, which is really an event social card, asks people to register. It's cool. It's not great. It's just cool. So we're gonna redesign these social cards right here. So these two, essentially. And I'm ready. You guys ready? All right, let's get after it. Let's go to Illustrator. All right. So now we're in Illustrator. I have my reference graphic to the right. Now I want to make this canvas a gradient, really a dark blue going into their primary blue, essentially. And I already have kind of an idea on where I want to go with this layout, essentially. I'm going to grab their logo, make it white. Start it with bottom right-hand corner. Not sure if I want to stay there, but I want to make a swoop, essentially, that would encase any graphic that I want to put in there. So for this case, the image would be the conference room or the building that the conference is taking place. So it doesn't take up much room, but it's very significant on the graphic. And given that there's not a lot of copy on here, even though we're going to put in some other copy that I found on their registration site. So I want to put some circles in, and I want to highlight, you know, if it's a place or if it's a person that's speaking, you know. So there's essentially two circles, or it could be many circles, you know, that we're highlighting, you know, two separate things. But these circles would just go along that swoop I created. Now I'm going to put in that NC State campus where it's taking place. And then this gentleman, because he is the main presenter, he is the main speaker. I'm not sure why they didn't have this information on here previously. Maybe the event got created before he was booked, but essentially we want to put him in there. made their logo right bottom right for now. Still trying to think about and work out space. Gonna bring in their copy, Smartsheet user group, align it to where I kind of think it should go. Essentially, gonna put their logo top left now. Essentially, I think that's where it should be. Right now, they have in-person event there. I get why they're putting it there, but I want their logo to be really front and center. Made a different color to you're invited to join the group. So right now, their color they're using is their primary blue with bold typeface, essentially. Now I want to put in some of the details of the event, the place is taking place, the date, and the time. Now the place is taking place, I found out is it's not different, it's just within Raleigh. Gonna put some bullet points in, gonna space it out, much like what bullet points are supposed to go, to the right of underneath that copy. So here I found out more information of this event. I'm gonna put in the event center and then put Raleigh, North Carolina in parentheses, adjusted the time. And I think, we are getting, it looks better. It looks more engaging. That's what it is, more engaging. Gonna move things up, just line height, working out the line height, see if that's how it should look. I'm gonna get his title in, his name, of course, his title, and his background, essentially, what he has, PhD and a PMP, essentially. Gonna work out some of the spacing in here, figure out I want his name to be bolder, bigger, essentially, than all the rest of the copy. And I'm realizing, why is this not working? It's because everything is superscript, which is just a mistake on my part. 'Cause right now it's everything superscript because I was messing with the previous copy on the left with the date and everything just wasn't working. I'm like, what the heck? Why aren't you working? So, but I figured it out. Now I want it to be in a background, essentially, and not that text just floating on top of that image in the back. But again, I'm making another mistake. I'm not sure how I duplicated this circle that I created and created parts to it. I am not too sure. So I'm deleting parts of the circle because I'm not sure what I did. Make it a square now. Gonna work out those rounded corners. And eventually I made it white background with the blue text, their primary blue, but not feeling it. So I made it the primary blue. And I'm just, should I keep it? Should I not keep it? Should I keep this other image? Should I make it bigger? Should I move this over? This is just the process. So I figured I'm going to delete that other photo. I don't need it. And I want to put that other photo in the background and not show this, conference room, essentially. So I'm going to put in some other copy in here. Actually, there's the CTA, register now. So instead of the primary blue, we're going to make it white, stand out on that blue background. Like it. I'm going to bring in that other image of the NC State campus. And it works. It just works for the space. Everything in here works for the space. You get more information. It looks visually appealing. It doesn't look like it's just something just plopped on top of a gradient background. I'm not saying it is, but it is. So I figured maybe should I add some depth to it, with a little drop shadow action inside of that swoop, essentially not outside, but inside. But I decided against it, just adding too much. Saving it. Now I need a location icon, much like what they have at this present moment. Get that location icon in. Going to adjust it. Where do I want it? I believe I want it bottom left, essentially. And right now they have in-person event just running across. That's fine. It's cool, but I want to utilize the space well. So why don't I make the in-person event 2 lines instead of 1, left justified, make the location icon the same height of the in-person event. So now it looks like it's almost designed. Everything lines up to the left, and I like it. The layout is great. It works for the space. Everything works. And cool. Now we're going to duplicate it. Let's create this other event, Portland. I'm going to their Portland event. Going to grab some event details, and I realized that there is no speaker, no main speaker. So we're going to get rid of the speaker. We're going to grab a photo of the meeting room. I was looking for the Queen Marie meeting room, but I couldn't find it. So we're going to settle in on the building, but I'm still going to try to locate the Queen Marie room. It takes me a couple moments, but I worked out the space. Going to put in those event details. Queen Marie Ballroom. That's where it is. Queen Marie Ballroom. And there's a bunch of ballrooms that just popped up. Lots of really nice, beautiful rooms by Embassy Suites. Embassy Suites, shout out. Sponsor your boy. But I'm looking for the Queen Marie room. Couldn't find it. Went to their navigation. The navigation has nothing in it. Interesting. Bad design. So going to the rooms aren't labeled. Their images aren't labeled either. Come on, Embassy Suites. You got to do a better job. All right, so I'm going to put in that information. I wanted to work out this space a little bit better. Everything was just plopped on top. I want to create some hierarchy in here. So I want his title to be a little bit more bolder, a higher weight, a higher place in the hierarchy than his actual credits. So third iteration, I was thinking about, I want to utilize their mark, this check mark. What can I do? I want to put it in the background, and I love the check mark. You know, why not have the image inside and it peeks out of that check mark, essentially? I think it's a great idea. We're going to try it, see if it works. Woo, it worked. I like it. I mean, no one's going to understand it right away, seeing it. But once you look at it for a second and look at their logo, you're going to understand that, wow, that check mark is actually their logo mark. So tremendous. So now I have it in the background, but I'm realizing I need to adjust it because the gradient isn't working. You see the square behind it. So I need to take it into Photoshop and really edit it and just grab that check mark out of it. But I'm still working out the space where I want things to be laid out before I go to Photoshop. Because once I'm in Photoshop, I'm in Photoshop. All right, so now we're in Photoshop. I'm gonna bring in that SVG, realizing the first time I brought it in wrong. I made it too small. So let's bring it again. Let's make it bigger. I'm gonna cut out that check mark. We're going to mask the inside inverse of check mark. And then now we're going to fill it in with color. So I have it, and I'm going to export it out as a PNG. So now I could use it as a shape in Illustrator. I'm going to trace it out. Black and white logo. Delete it. Fix some edges that just didn't come over correctly. Going to make sure they're straight. And now I have it. Now it's a shape now. I can make it any color I want, make it transparent, do anything I want, but I'm going to drop in and make a clipping mask of it. Oh my God, tremendous. So here we are, and I like it. Beautiful. It works for the space. And I'm just gonna adjust a few things to make sure everything aligns great. I'm going to adjust the check mark, make it a little bigger, a little lower, essentially. No, I'm not. I was thinking about tilting it, but I'm not going to tilt it because I want it to be exactly what it is their logo mark looks like without edit. Where do I want the location? Now we're just going to keep it there, but I'm going to move just things slightly around, just so the space is breathing and so everyone could read it correctly in the position from top to bottom. Essentially, the first thing you're going to see, you're invited to join our Portland user group. So this is tremendous. I like it. Thinking about it, do I want to continue it? So I realize that there's some things peeking out, but I'm pretty much done. This is a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. Let me show it to you guys.